In this video, The Dark Secret Origins of Halloween, we will explore the historical and occultic roots of Halloween from a Christian perspective, shedding light on the hidden truths behind this widely celebrated holiday. As we approach the autumn season, the world gears up for the celebration of Halloween. While it may seem like harmless fun, delving into the dark secret origins of Halloween reveals a deeper and more sinister reality. Here, in this video, we aim to provide a comprehensive exploration of the historical evolution of Halloween. Samhain, the Celtic festival of the dead. To understand the origins of Halloween, we must go back to ancient Celtic traditions. The festival of Samhain, celebrated by the Celts, marked the end of the harvest season and the beginning of the winter. During this time, they believed that the veil between the living and the dead was at its thinnest, allowing spirits to cross over into the earthly realm. Samhain was a time of great fear and superstition, as the Celts started to appease and ward off these evil spirits. Druidic practices and occultic rituals. Within the realm of Samhain, Druid practices and occultic rituals played a significant role. The Druids and Celtic priests conducted ceremonies that involved sacrifices, divination, and communing with the spirit. They believed that on the night of Samhain, the spirits of the dead would roam around on the earth, seeking to possess the living and wreak havoc in their lives. Therefore, what we now call Halloween is believed by some to be the night when practitioners of the magic arts perform the higher level rituals and cast evil spells. Merging of pagan and Catholic traditions. As the influence of Catholicism spread, efforts were made to integrate Christian observances into pagan practices. In this process, All Saints' Day emerged as a Christian celebration on November 1st, dedicated to honoring saints and martyrs. Similarly, All Souls' Days was established on November 2nd as a time to remember and offer prayers to departed souls. These Christian observances were strategically aligned with the Celtic festival of Samhain, which took place around the same time. As part of this intentional effort to replace pagan tradition with Christian ones, this intentional effort to merge Christian observances with existing pagan practices were primarily driven by the Catholic Church, particularly during the early centuries of its development. It was the leaders and authorities within the Catholic Church who strategically aligned Christian celebrations such as All Saints' Day and All Souls' Day with pre-existing pagan festivals like the Celtic festival of Samhain. The political aim was to integrate and replace pagan tradition with Christian ones, providing an alternative religious focus for the community. The influence of the church. While the Catholic Church attempted to Christianize Samhain, remnants of the ancient pagan practices persisted. Many customs, such as bonfires, costumes, and masks, were incorporated into the new celebrations. These practices, once intended as means of occultic and mystical protection from evil spirits, were now justified as symbolic gestures, but still carried the echoes of their occultic origins. The Catholic Church played a significant role in shaping the observances of Halloween, integrating certain elements from the Celtic traditions into Christian practices. Symbolism and occultic elements. Symbols associated with Halloween, such as jack-o'-lanterns, black cats, and witches, have occultic connotations deeply rooted in pagan beliefs. Jack-o'-lanterns. Jack-o'-lanterns, originally carved from turnips, were used to ward off evil spirits and serve as a welcoming beacon for so-called friendly supernatural beings. The practice of displaying jack-o'-lanterns on doorsteps and window sills can be seen as an invitation for spirits to visit and bring good fortune and blessing. It is believed that these spirits may offer protection, luck, and other positive influences. However, this occultic tradition can have a more sinister secret from a biblical perspective, as any occultic practice runs the risk of opening doors to demons, curses, and familiar spirits. Black cats. The association of black cats with witchcraft and their belief as the companions of witches has historical basis rooted primarily in folklore and superstition. During the Middle Ages and the early modern period, when witch trials and persecution were prevalent, black cats became intertwined with the popular image of witches. As the story goes, witches were believed to possess supernatural powers and were often depicted as having familiar spirits or animal companions that aided them in their magical practices. Black cats, with the nocturnal nature and mysterious appearance, were considered to be among the most common familiars associated with witches. It was believed that these cats assisted witches in their magical workings, and they acted as their companions, as the witches would have direct access to the cat's senses through using magical rituals and familiar spirits. Many dark magicians still claim this ability through their magical spells and rituals. This turned into the superstition surrounding black cats and witchcraft that we all know today, and by default became the symbols of bad luck and evil and the occult. This belief persisted for centuries in various societies, as seeing black cat seemed to follow curses and witchcraft. Witches themselves were seen as practitioners of dark magic and were feared by their ability to commune with the spirit realm. Reformation perspective and evangelical traditions. During the Reformation in the 16th century, Protestant leaders such as Martin Luther and John Calvin criticized certain Catholic practices and sought to reform the church. As a result, some Protestant traditions, particularly those influenced by Reformed and evangelical movements, downplayed or outright rejected the observance of Halloween due to its obvious pagan origins and Roman Catholic association. Contemporary interpretation and cultural adoption. In modern times, Halloween has evolved as different cultures and regions have added their own customs and traditions to the mix. While the Catholic Church's influence is evident in certain observances, such as All Saints' Day and All Souls' Day, the commercialization and secularization of Halloween have led to a more lighthearted and festive celebration in many parts of the world. It is today recognized by many as simply a time for community, creativity, and the enjoyment of autumn, with costumes, decorations, and trick-or-treat. However, here is a biblical perspective to consider, and the reason I've taken the time to make this video. Ephesians chapter 5, verses 6 through 11. It reads, "Don't be fooled by those who try to excuse these sins, for the anger of God will fall on those who disobey him. Don't participate in the things these people do. For once you were full of darkness, but now you have the light of the Lord. So live as people of the light, for this light within you produces only that which is good and right and true. Carefully determine what pleases the Lord. Take no part in the worthless deeds of darkness and evil. Instead, expose them." A quick summary. The historical evolution of Halloween encompasses a complex tapestry of ancient traditions, occultic influences, Catholic customs, and diverse traditions. While the Catholic Church played a significant role in shaping the observances of Halloween, the Reformation and evangelical traditions offer different points of view due to their emphasis on biblical teaching and the rejection of certain practices associated with Catholicism. The dark, secret origins of Halloween, rooted in Celtic tradition and ancient occultic practices, can't be ignored. As Christians, it is crucial to be aware of the historical and spiritual implications of Halloween. Let us seek discernment and approach this holiday with a biblical perspective, focusing on the light of Christ and the victory we have in Jesus as born-again believers. Again, thanks for watching. To find out more, you may find this video here interesting.